It's Tuesday afternoon here at the Grace Church of Harmony offices, and I want to say hi to you. I've talked before in some of my sermons about a German pastor named Martin Niemöller. Maybe you've heard of him before. He was a pastor, a Lutheran pastor, when Hitler came to power in Germany, and the churches were kind of dragging their feet on supporting Herr Hitler's program under German socialism for Germany. And so all the German pastoral leaders were summoned to Hitler's headquarters in 1934. And as soon as they got there, Hitler began to berate them for not supporting his program among the German people. And Martin Niemöller explained that his concern was for the Church of Jesus Christ and for the German people. And Hitler snapped at him, "Listen, Niemöller, you take care of the church, I will take care of the German people." And Niemöller replied, "Herr Hitler, you said you were going to take care of the German people, but we too, as Christians, as churchmen, we are also responsible for the well-being of the German people. And that responsibility was entrusted to us by God Himself. And neither you nor anyone else in the world has the power to take it from us." Well, Hitler listened in silence, but you can imagine that's not really what he wanted to hear. That very evening, the Gestapo raided Niemöller's home where he lived, and a few days later, a bomb exploded in his church. And during the months and the years that followed, the Gestapo, were watching Niemöller like a hawk. And the last time that Niemöller preached in his church was June of 1937, and from the pulpit he said, "We have no more thought of using our own powers to escape the arm of the authorities than had the apostles of old. We must obey God rather than man." And right after that he was arrested and put into solitary confinement. Now, Dr. Niemöller's trial began in February of 1938, and that morning a very stoic, a green uniformed German guard came and escorted the minister from the prison cell and through a series of these underground passages toward the courtroom. And Niemöller, as you would probably be, as I certainly would be, was just overcome with pure terror. And loneliness. I mean, he felt so alone. And what would become of him? What would become of his family? The people in his church? What tortures awaited them all? It was a horrifying moment. And the guard's face, was just impassive. He showed no emotion at all. Just led Niemöller through this labyrinth of tunnels and passageways. And he was quiet as a stone. But as they exited a tunnel to ascend a final flight of stairs up into the courtroom, Niemöller heard a whisper, and it was such a low whisper he hardly could even tell where it was coming from, and the voice was as soft as a sigh. And then he realized that this German guard, this officer, was breathing into his ears the words of Proverbs 18 verse 10. "The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run to it and are safe." And at that moment, Niemöller's fear fell away, and the power of that verse is those words sustained him through his trial and his years he endured in Nazi concentration camps. Listen, whatever you're going through right now in your life, the Lord is a strong tower, and you can run to Him, and He will take care of you. Listen, if God went to the effort of winning you to Himself, of buying your freedom and making you a member of His own family by the sacrifice of His Son, if He went through all that for you, then He certainly is going to take care of you no matter what trials await you. I want to mention a couple things about this upcoming service. You've perhaps heard by now that we're going to be having a worship service, a drive-in service up at the Steamfitters, just a half mile, 3/4 of a mile north of the village of Harmony, right up Mercer Road, right by Bradley Lane Wise's house. The Steamfitters has that Steelers-looking emblem on the front. Big parking lot is just what we need. The actual address is 230 Wise Road, right on the corner with Mercer Road And the service is going to be transmitted through our speaker system, which will be 88.9 FM. And you can leave the windows up if you want and just listen to the service, or there will be some live music, and or you can roll your windows down if you'd like to listen to that, or prefer to hear the sermon through an open window. Whatever you prefer, you can do it all. And our service will be roughly an hour long. It'll be similar to what we've been doing online. And we're asking everyone to stay in their cars. We want to be careful about not spreading the virus, so we don't want people mingling around and touching one another. We want to set a good example for our neighbors and show them that as a church we do care, about everyone's about community health. There will be consistory men there, or others who will be helping you to park. Some have expressed a concern. Well, what will we do when we get to this big parking lot? There will be people there that will show you where to park. We'll be parking near the building. Now, we'll not be parking the same way that the lines are going, but don't worry. There'll be folks there to show you what to do. Just when you get there, be patient and watch for direction. Probably the larger vehicles will be more in the back because they're higher up, and then the lower vehicles towards the front. That's the game plan. We're all learning how to do this as we go along. The bulletin that we'll be using, the words for the hymns, will be available online later this week, like we've been doing. So you'll be able to come to the service with a bulletin with the words of the songs. You can print them out for yourself ahead of time, or make some extra ones if you want to. If you know of someone who does not have a computer, you could contact them and let them know about the service. We're gonna meet no matter what, unless there will be some kind of a lightning or thunderstorm, in which case I'll be terrified and run home. The musicians using the electrical instruments will also be terrified. It won't be there. Actually, but it's not supposed to rain, much less have an electrical storm. It's supposed to be decent weather, so it'll be a great Sunday, I'm sure. If you have any questions, you can contact Brad Wise, and you can invite anyone else you can think of. Oh, by the way, we're not going to have an offering. Thank you for your generosity. You've been mailing in your offerings. Please continue to do that. Now, another thing I want you to know is we've been pre-recording worship services and posting them Sunday morning on Facebook and our website, on YouTube. And we're going to continue to do that. So that's not going to change. If for some reason you have health concerns, or whatever reason you're not able or not willing to come to this outdoor service, you can still watch online Sunday morning, just like we've been doing all along. So, or watch them both. Come to the real one and watch it again at home if you want to. But that's that part of it. The online, the Facebook, the YouTube, that's not going to change. Just to let you know what's going on. All right, now you have a great day. Bye-bye.